this psychedelic experience of entity encounters is such a fascinating topic. And is there anything you'd be willing to share about like an entity encounter type experience that you had for yourself while on psilocybin?
Yeah, sure. It was a very easily in my top three synchronicities that have ever happened to me. Um, so it was when I was a participant at the Jamaica retreat. I took 7 grams for my final dose, and I had a t-shirt over my face. I was in a lawn chair in the yard, and it began to rain. So I was feeling the raindrops on my chest. And just as the rain started, two mechanical, like praying mantises flew down on either side of me, and their heads could spin in 360 degrees and stuff. And just as the rain started, their arms started moving and
Mm,
touching my chest, and that they were synced up with the raindrops. So there was actually no difference between me feeling a raindrop hit my chest and feeling a praying mantis arm touch me. It was the same thing.
right.
So their arms were perfectly synced up with these raindrops hitting my bare chest. And the rain stopped the moment that they stopped. And they sort of communicated with each other, saying that I think he's good. Um, so then that shifted into probably an hour long trip of uh this very hard to understand concept that the physical landscape is an expression of thought and data that is pouring in through thought itself.
Hmm.
Um, and that consciousness is like the tap on a water spigot in which all of this is happening. Um, and that was being explained in a very elaborate way that I was not able to understand. And then I was able to see through my shirt, which just happened to this person that had the foxes. They were
Interesting.
actually able to see through their eye mask,
You have a
which,
shirt on your face and you're able to see through the shirt.
like, it wasn't there. Yeah. Um, which sort of, it's almost as if you're a couple of inches outside of your body. Which I classify it as an out of body experience now. It's like I was just hovering above where the shirt was, but the shirt was not incorporated into my consciousness, you know? Um, so it was really wild to hear just a few days ago that this person had the same experience with the eye mask, that they thought it was off for like quite a while, but they were just seeing
Wild.
straight through
Wild, yeah.
it. So I was seeing through this shirt, um, and sort of like not even acknowledging that it was still there. I was kind of just looking around with a shirt over my face, just seeing the landscape. And then this alien head, very distinct alien head, classic alien, almost like it was trying to be a little tongue-in-cheek
Hmm.
classic, formed in the sky. And when I like sat up in shock, is when I felt the shirt come off of my face, and nothing in my visual landscape changed as the shirt fell off of my face.
Wild, yeah.
So I kept staring at this alien face, and then it formed into like Uncle Sam, like an alien Uncle Sam. And then it did like this mocking, "We want you, pal." And
No way.
it's like, what do you mean? Like, am I about to get abducted right now? Um, but it felt very profound for me. And then it was only probably 3 hours after that that I got offered my trial position to to work with the mushroom.
Wow.
And that felt very synced up. Like, oh, I just got explained that like thought and physical reality is kind of the same thing. I think this alien just animated through this person who is then inviting me to work with them, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's amazing. It's amazing. It's
yeah.
amazing. I appreciate you sharing that, man. I mean, man, these entity encounters are so fascinating because they happen pretty regularly, right? When people are in the psychedelic experience on psilocybin mushrooms, certainly with DMT as well, ayahuasca, a number of different substances. And man, it just raises all kinds of fundamental questions about what is going on here and how can we explain this? I mean, even very specific things like these praying mantis like beings, for anyone who's been in the psychedelic space long enough, will have heard numerous stories of these beings appearing. So, how would you say that that experience, how'd that experience affect you? I mean, what came out of that for you?
Well, talking about how mushrooms have affected my philosophy around things, I think there was a corner was turned there, just in that uh, a lifetime is merely an experience, and not to treat a lifetime like a full existence. A lifetime itself is simply an experience
Like a
that,
chapter in a bigger story. Is that what
yeah,
you're trying to say?
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So this is an experience the same way that going to an amusement park is an experience,
Mm,
and that lends itself, at least to how I've interpreted that because it's not that long, there's no reason to be so self-centered in it, and you should try to do a good job at it. And that there could be some um consequences, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but there can be some consequences, or maybe even some reflection in the next chapter, in the next realm, on how you behaved in an experience like this. And so that's a very good reason to um, really focus on doing right by this experience, and understanding that all of the humans have that in common, and we should all accommodate each other in this experience. Don't ruin the roller coaster for everybody, sort of thing.
mm,
Um, and then at the same time, not having to take it so damn seriously,
yeah.
and really freak out in massive ways towards things, because we're barely here. Um, we can seemingly blink out of this reality, and any given catastrophe that we encounter. Um, so there's absolutely no reason to cling on to it so incredibly tightly that we quit enjoying it.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's well said. And I mean, yeah, it's like this profound kind of shift in your worldview on a kind of philosophical or spiritual level, but then also it sounds like very practically, like on just on this human amusement park level, right? Not taking it so seriously. That quality of like lightness.